production to how far these products are green in nature, and only 66.67% have done this assessment. The rest haven't, which hints at greenwashing, I would say. Consumer demand for sustainable products, according to businesses, about 85% of them do look for sustainability in the everyday product industry, but 15% do not. And marketing channel that's most effective is social media. And this shows that the Gen Z consumers, as we call them, prefer digital and influencer-led communication. They prefer storytelling over factual accuracy. And hence, they are the most targeted group in order to target the campaigns of green marketing. And transparency in ESG reports. Most of the companies did believe that it's important, but 23.33% rate themselves as a perfect 10, but only 1.67% stated that there's not much of transparency from their end. It could be because of two reasons. One, they are still obtaining the ESG reports, like they haven't still published it, but they're looking for other certifications. The other thing could again hint at greenwashing, though there's a discrepancy between the amount, the number of companies that have done life cycle assessment and the other which have done ESG reports. And importance of third-party certification, 70% believe it's important. 30% they didn't feel so strongly about it, but some do have a moderate impression that it is important. Some believe that it's not important at all. So the likeliness of companies to invest in sustainability, even if it increases production costs, is that 41.67 companies have a strong willingness, but 26.67% do not reflect that strong commitment at all. The rest are in moderation. Like they do think the company would invest, but the rest don't think so. About green marketing localization, which was very important, 71.67% do localize their marketing campaigns. It can be as per language, as per culture, as per hyper-local marketing, but 28.33% don't do so again. So the hypothesis testing that I've done was using correlation analysis using the SPSS software. So in this software, since mine was a qualitative data, I had to number them and club them into a data set and put it into the software. And the null hypothesis was sustainability is not a core value in the operations of everyday product industries. And the alternate was it is a core value. Because of discrepancies in the dependent variables, which was third-party certification importance, ESG transparency, and life cycle assessment performed, with respect to the independent variable, which was sustainability as a core value, we have seen that while sustainability as a core value showed a moderate positive correlation with ESG transparency, 0.640, and it had weak correlations with third-party certification, which is 0.356, and life cycle assessment, which is 0.148. Because of all this, the null hypothesis, wherein sustainability is not a core value in the operations of everyday product industries, was reflected upon, showing that greenwashing is a very possible act done by most companies in everyday product industry. And that was the findings and conclusion with all the data analysis were put into the findings and conclusion of my paper. Moving on to the important part of discussion. 2 points which I wanted to bring up was relation between brand personality, marketing tone, and psychological tactic at play. This was discussed with 2 case studies which I referred to. One was by Fiji Water. Fiji Water is a company whose brand personality is luxury. Their human traits portray that they're a very sophisticated company. But when it comes to green marketing, they put across lines like save the planet by using Fiji Water. That's an urgent tone that they use. It doesn't align with their brand personality whatsoever, hinting at greenwashing and urgency and emotional appeal pushed upon to the consumer, wherein they don't actually embody it. With respect to companies like Whole Truth, for example, they are a company which recently there was a case study wherein they started giving out products of theirs which were very close to expiry date as a freebie along with the products that were ordered by the customer. Their brand personality is sincerity. Their marketing campaigns do reflect sincerity. So everything being in alignment, the customer tends to believe that yes, this company actually cares about sustainability, whereas a company whose brand personality is sophistication does something with an urgent tone, it's obviously going to raise suspicions. With respect to higher expenditure on sustainability reflects more care towards the environment. This is true. because one of the people who I interviewed was an MEP engineer in a company, and he stated that this about it takes about 9.2 trillion a year if you have to actually make an entire supply chain green. And with respect to solar power, it people don't want to spend so much on that, because if you take about 5 kilowatt, right, then that would cost about 4 lakh rupees, and then monthly savings amount would be about like 4,500. So in a year it's like 54,000. In another 7.4 years your investment is going to come back, but that long people don't want to wait. They rather use the fossil fuel. But the positive side of it, which a lot of companies do not see, is that in about 7 to 8 years your investment is going to come back, but then 18 plus years you have a profit. And a lot of states in India have this policy where the units generated, they give them, the EB board gives them the money back for, not in states like Tamil Nadu as of yet, but in other states there is this policy where they give them the money back for it. They do
Thank you,
not.
201.
Okay. And
Calling on our next participant.
Just a minute, dear. Just a sec. Over to you, Kinnari ma'am. Kinnari ma'am, any questions for the presenter?
Yeah, one question I like to ask. This is regarding this, practices, ESG practices.
yes,
So, what is your opinion on? See, I understood that people feel that 7 years is a very long time, long gestation period, and they may not be willing to invest that long. But if you see the overall picture, what is the perception of public when it comes to buying products from those companies who is considering more of producing environmental friendly products? So any kind of reading you have related regarding this issue?
with respect to what the consumer feels, madam, if I'm
Yes,
just clarifying.
yes.
Okay, so my research was completely from the business point of view. But then the review of literature that I have referred to, the 3 articles, also have done with what the consumer feels. Plus, the brands also have an impression about what the consumer is doing and how they are reacting to their marketing campaigns. With respect to that, most of the consumers are reacting to fear-based or guilt-based campaigns. This shows that either they're doing it out of peer pressure. A lot of us will be pressured to buying into sustainable products because our peers are doing so, or they are scared for their future generations, or the other reason being, where since now in this present generation most consumers are more environmentally aware, they have this fear that their consumption might lead to a worse impact onto the environment, and that's why they do it, not because they have proper information or research on how a particular product is affecting the environment. And madam,
That's cool. No, I got it. I basically wanted to see, what kind of other view, opinion you have also read while doing your research work. So that's
uh,
all from my side. Yeah,
Okay.
you can say. Yeah.
Madam, if I'm allowed to, can I just
Yeah.
pitch one particular point from my recommendation, which is not well known, and I just want to pitch that alone, and I'll close my research. Only with
Done. You can surely.
Thank you so much, madam. So a lot of us don't know about carbon credits. Carbon credits is nothing but it's permits given to each company to emit only 1 ton of greenhouse gases in a certain period of time. The standard certifying this would be only Vera and gold standard as of now in India. The thing I wanted to put across as a recommendation, which would help Indian farmers and the companies, is that a lot of FMCG companies or global companies are buying carbon credits from outside India because they have to balance out their net emissions in a year. Instead, the suggestion that we gave, we like it was actually a college project, but then I thought it's very important to incorporate into this is that there can be a third party company. What they do is that they promote farming, like they promote farming not with chemicals, but like agroforestry and regenerative agriculture, wherein they use only natural practices in order to do farming, which are decoded by sensors, like how much carbon emission is going out, and that as carbon credits is given to these companies, like the FMCG companies, who in turn give us money, and we cut like the third party will cut like a certain commission out of it, and the rest of it is used to buy food supplies for farmers and give it to them in a monthly mandi. We wanted to do food and not give money directly to a farmer because, as we know, in India at the present rate, because of droughts, because of not having enough.
Your time is up.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. You can just, if you want to conclude, always conclude just in 30 seconds, because others are also waiting for the
Yes,
presentation.
madam. That one idea I wanted to present. So because of the yield and all, they have to pay out their
Okay.
debt.
Yeah.
That's why
Thank
we
you,
wanted.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, ma'am. You can stop sharing.
Yes.
Calling on our next participant, that is T202. Repeating, T202.
Good morning, ma'am. I'm just going to share the PPT. Just a minute.
Okay.
Participants, once your presentation is done, kindly remain muted. We will be taking a group photo at the end with a session chair. So everyone be alert once we tell you all to on your cameras. So please do it. Yes, ma'am, you can share your screen.
Good morning, ma'am. My PPT is visible or not?
No, ma'am, we can't see.
Not right now. I have
No.
I have selected the share option. I don't know why it is not visible. Just a second, ma'am. Screens. 1 second, just.
Yeah,
Is
it's loading now. Yeah, ma'am, we can see now. You can start.
Okay, good morning, everyone. So my name is Arifa. I'm going to present a PPT on paper, Instagram influencers and their impact on fashion consumption among Generation Z. So, a social media platform like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter is the one of the most common platform through which the experiences are socialized online. So, Gen Z are those individuals who are born between mid 90s to early 2010s. The aim of social media marketing is to capture attention, to engage the interest in the promoted content. So, objective of my research is to assess the influence of influencer experience on attitude and purchase intention, to analyze role of influencer congruence in shaping consumer attitude and purchase intention, to evaluate effect of influencer attractiveness on consumer purchase intention, to determine the mediating role of attitude towards influencer in the relationship between influencer attributes and purchase intention, and to provide insight to various brands and marketers to use these very concept in marketing the product. Then literature review, we can find a crux that several studies have examined the growth of influence of social media influencers. Particularly, Instagram is the main channel through which the influencer marketing is done. And the research by Frankel also indicates that Gen Z consumers are the specially receptive to influencer marketing on social media platform. Then factors like credibility, congruence, and perceived expertise have been shown to impact attitude and purchase intention, according to Fakira and Agarwal and Kim 2021. So, data analysis part, we can show that I can discuss about the data analysis. That is, the pilot study was conducted in which sample of 30 Gen Z followers was taken. Then after that, a structured questionnaire was administered, and 160 respondents selected for the study. So, leveraging influencer credibility. So, the questionnaire was framed by doing the ethical considerations, ensuring that all the responses remain confidential to individual followers. So, given the latent nature of the construct, SEM approach was used for hypothesis testing. And further, the study employed SEM grounding testing to validate the abstract model and assess the impact of crucial factors on EV purchase intentions. The methodology was precisely designed to ensure data trust. Then common method bias was tested using VIF analysis, attesting that all inner VIF values were within respectable threshold, indicating no significant multicollinearity issue. This is my conceptual model in which my latent variables are experience, attitude, attraction towards to check this impact of experience, attitude, and attractiveness on purchase intention, and congruence impact on both attitude and purchase intention. So these were the following hypotheses which were constructed out of this model, in which hypothesis 1, 2 has positive significant impact, that experience has positive significant impact on uh, attitude and purchase intention. Congruence has positive significant impact on attitude and purchase intention. Influencer attractiveness has positive significant impact on attitude and purchase intention. Hypothesis 7 and 8 states that attitude has positive significant effect on purchase intention, and 8 states that attitude mediates the relationship between influencer experience and purchase intention. Hypothesis 9, attitude towards influencer mediates the relationship between influencer congruence and purchase intention. Last hypothesis states that attitude towards influencer mediates the relationship between influencer attractiveness and purchase intention. So first of all, first table states the demographic results, in which female respondents, as we can see that female respondents predominate over the males, whereas the largest group had completed 10 plus 2, followed were the respondents and followed by graduates, and the income level, which is between 5 to 10 lakh, were the mostly respondents. The next table is the table 2, which states the measurement model and which demonstrates the reliability and validity for the construct, in which we can see that attitude, congruence, and experience exhibit good, excellent reliability with a factor loading above 0.7. As we can see that above 0, the factor loading is above 0.7. Then, whereas purchase intention shows less AVE, just meeting the threshold limit, and expertise has a borderline AVE. So overall model reboasts the strong model is reboasts a strong constructs, and whereas the next there is no issue of multicollinearity, as VIF of the model, sorry, one second. VIF of the model is less than 3.5, which say the figures shows that there is no multicollinearity issue. Next, table 3 is HTMT and faunal lacquer, which determines whether the which judges the discriminant validity, and which HTMT is more better approach than faunal lacquer to describe the discriminant validity. Discriminant validity states that, like, to check the model or the constructs whether they are distinct from the other models or not. Then in HTMT approach, we can see the values are less than 0.8, which state that the model confirms that all the constructs are distinct from each other, whereas faunal lacquer, the diagonal values should be more than the inner values. So in this also we can see that the diagonal approach, that is diagonal values, are more than the inner values, so which state that all the constructs are distinct. Next table shows the effect of structural model. This table shows actually the result of hypothesis, in which we can state that attitude towards is the strongest predictor of purchase intention, whereas experience is a major driver for both attitude and direct purchase, whereas attractive influence attitude and has small impact on purchase intention, and brand congruence matters shaping attitude but no direct effect on the purchase intention. Next is my conceptual models figures, in which I can explain that sorry, one second. Then table 6 is explanatory power and model fit, in which R square and Q square values indicates strong predictive power of the model, and R square of 0.779 for purchase intention suggests that 77.9% of the variance in purchase intention is explained by attitude, attractiveness, congruence, and experience, demonstrating an excellent fit. So the adjusted R square 0.77 confirms minimal overfitting, reinforcing the model's reboost. So conclusion which I have drawn from this very paper is that research strongly supports that influencer attractiveness significantly and positively shapes followers, and influencer expertise and attractors both have the importance in shaping the trust and purchase intention, but they play different roles, may vary from level of impact. Whereas expertise has strong and more direct impact on consumer trust and purchase intention than attractiveness. Attractiveness can enhance the attitude and engagement, but expertise is crucial for establishing the trust. So, this study has examined the relationship between attitude, attraction, congruency, expertise, purchase intention using PLS-SIM. So, the practical implication of this research is that campaign design, that is, marketers can leverage the role of attitude by when designing campaigns to showcase influence attractiveness. Then marketers should prioritize rational strategies that foster positive consumer attitude, and brands should prioritize influences like fostering favorable attitude and purchase. What are the favorable perspectives of like purchase intention and attitude, and the quality and credibility of content shared by influencers are essential for positive attitude. Thank you.
Kinnari ma'am, over to you.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a very good presentation. And can you just show me your full objectives once again?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sure. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So in the second objective, what kind of information you collected? The analyze the role of influential congruence.
Yes, ma'am. Congruence means that align. That is align between.
No, that is okay. But what information, what questions you asked for in collecting information, or what kind of data you gathered for analyzing and for proving this objective?
Like what type of the questionnaires?
Type of questions, yeah.
Questions in the questionnaire, right?
The questionnaire related to this second objective.
Okay, ma'am. Like a role of congruence in shaping attitude and purchase intention. Like, ma'am, just a minute. Can I recall just? Like, ma'am, I have the questions I have asked that how the influencers like the influencer who is endorsing a specific product,
Right.
has that very experience or is having that very attribute, who is endorsing that very product, is using that very things in it while endorsing that product. Like, for example, if a person is endorsing, an influencer is endorsing fashion product.
Okay.
So from the personality of that very influencer, one should get attracted. Like if that very person is himself or herself using that product, then only he or she can suggest that product to anyone else.
But majority of the time it does not happen, because there are so many Bollywood stars who
Yes, ma'am.
endorsing the
Ma'am, one
product,
thing.
but they don't use the product at all.
But one thing, ma'am, like influencer concept is different from that of endorsement through celebrities. These two are
Okay.
different concepts.
Okay.
Influencers are that unknown people, not much known by the people, who just by possessing the quality of using that product and endorsing that very product by providing its characteristics by their own experiences. So now Gen Z especially are relying on them then as compared to the celebrity endorsements. That very thing is reducing because they do perceive that the people who have already experienced about that product, and they are not showing live at the on the online channels that they are using that product.
Okay, that's fine. So overall, it's a very good presentation, and you've done good statistical analysis.
Okay,
So
ma'am.
that's it from my side.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
T202. Calling on the next participant, T203. Repeating, 3203.
Very good morning to everyone present here. Hope I am audible.
Yes, you're audible.
Okay, I'll just share my screen. Give me a minute.
Sure.
Actually, the screen is shared by T202. That's the reason I'm not able to do it.
Other participants, kindly stop sharing the screen. T202, please stop sharing your screen.
I think now it's visible, right? My PPT?
Yes, it's visible.
Just a minute. A very good morning to everyone present over here. We are the code of T203, presenting on the title, a study on the role of digital transition towards achieving sustainability goals. And when we talk about the introduction and background, we can see there are multiple digital technologies and innovations taking place, such as AI, IoT, or it could be any kind of blockchain technology, which is actually coming into the picture, and we can see that how these innovations are actually reducing the environmental impact, enhancing economic resilience, as well as driving the inclusive development. So when we move on to the objectives of study, we have mainly focused on three main objectives. The first one is to investigate the ways in which the digital technologies aid in the accomplishment of global sustainability objectives, and the second one is that to determine the main technological advancements and instruments promoting sustainable development in various industries. And the last one is to understand the risk associated with integration of digital technologies towards sustainability. So when we go to the literature review and research gap, the very first author is Rafael Martinez, wherein the main paper or the entire paper focused on analyzing the 59 articles on digital transformation, wherein happening in MSMEs are emphasizes the importance of organizational culture and how it is actively engaging in the concept of sustainability. The second author is Tukka Makitai, wherein his paper explored how digital innovation is influencing the socio-technological system like energy, food, and transport. And the third one is done by Alberico Travesis, wherein it highlights how AI, IoT, and big data supports urban sustainability, pollution control, as well as social equity. And the fourth paper, done by Maria E, which showcases how technologies like IoT or AI or it could be GIS, how it is advancing in food security, energy, as well as health and climate action. The final paper which we reviewed was done by Abdul Karim Feroz, wherein the research highlights how a strong emphasis on pollution due to its wide-ranging impacts laid a foundation for digital innovation and transformation in that particular field. And when we go on to the research methodology, it's a descriptive paper wherein we went through a method of convenience sampling, and the sample size was across 51 respondents across IT, teaching, e-commerce, as well as tourism sectors, particularly only in Bangalore. And then the data collection and data analysis, when I have to talk about, we use the primary form wherein we collected the responses through Google Form survey. The secondary data was collected through journals, articles, and other websites which lay down the information about our topic. And the third, when we go to the analysis part, we have used R programming, where the main components used to test was how digital tools are impacting towards the achievement of sustainability outcomes. And this is my null and alternative hypothesis. When we talk about null hypothesis, there is no significant relationship between digital transition and the achievement of sustainable goals, whereas our H1, our alternative hypothesis, reveals, or we stated it has, that there is a significant relationship between digital transition as well as achievement of sustainability goals. So you can see over here, all the p-values are less than 0.05. That's the reason. And the particular statistics which we have used in this particular analysis is Carl Pearson's. So that's the reason we have rejected our null hypothesis and accept our alternative hypothesis, stating that there is a significant relation on how the digital transitions have taken place and how the achievement of sustainability goals are impacted. Discussions again has that we have collected this particular thing from healthcare education thing. So this is one particular thing. And the challenges where we found out was the skill gaps are a high cost infrastructure. And when we come to our findings and conclusions, as we already discussed in our hypothesis testing, that strong correlation between digital adaptation as well as sustainable metrics was seen. And the second one, digital skills gaps and cost barriers are the main risk associated, or we can call it to be as a challenge. And the last one is that digital transformation is essential, but must be inclusive, ethical, as well as strategic. So recommendations which we have provided is that to invest in digital literacy as well as to provide financial incentives, then strengthen infrastructure, promote inclusive digital access, foster innovation and policy support. So when we talk about managerial implications, we can ensure that the organization integrate digital strategy with sustainability goals. It could be upskilling staff and digital onboarding, which is required. And then finally, align internal culture with technological change. Limitations, the sample is limited only to 51 respondents. That is one of the limitations. And the geographic focus is only on Bangalore. And time-bound research constraint is another limitation which we have faced. And then the future scope could be broadened to more sectors as well as geographies. And studies might be much more in digital impact. And then developing integrated frameworks for digital sustainability alignment. These are references as well as bibliography given. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Over to you, Kineri, ma'am.
So, have you studied what is the financial literacy and the digital literacy rate in the selected area where you had done this research?
Financial literacy as well as digital literacy, no,
As
ma'am?
well as digital, yeah.
Okay, when we talk about teaching, it was when we talk about digital
So
as
it is
well
your
as
geographic area. In the geographic area, when you did, your geography is restricted to Bangalore, right?
yes, ma'am.
So in that particular place, which is supposed to be one of the hub of IT, what is the financial literacy as well as the digital literacy rate there? Any readings you have related to that?
No, ma'am. I have not surveyed or read any article regarding it.
Yeah, so I just wanted you to get, some kind of do some kind of research related to that also, that whenever you are presenting a paper or something, the paper is very good, you've done it very excellent. But the basic question which arises is the area from where you are doing a kind of research. You should know the what you call the entire information about that particular geographical area.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
For the very next time, we will
So,
ensure that that is also taken care.
So whichever variables you have, those variables profile of that area, study area, you should first collect. Then
Okay.
only you can justify your sample size, and everything follows later. So first is your study is related to X particular domain. So find out the profile where you are doing this. How that profile, what is the profile of that particular area? That is the most important thing which is been missed out at this time.
Okay, ma'am. Actually, this is my very second paper.
No, I understood that,
And your
but
input will
I could
definitely
see
help
a
me.
lot of confidence in you, and I could understand that maybe this is the first or second time you are presenting, but still I
Yes,
could
ma'am.
see a lot of confidence which you are exuding from the kind of presentation you've done. So best
Thank you so
wishes
much.
to you. It is just a suggestion. that
Yes, ma'am.
whenever you do something, you should learn something. We
Yes,
should
ma'am.
we all should grow simultaneously. Then only the entire our community will progress.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
that is just a suggestion out of experience.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. This
Thank you, ma'am.
session will
Thank you, ma'am.
definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. We can move to the next.
Thank you, T203. Calling on our next participant, T204. Repeating, T204.
Yes, ma'am. Is my screen visible?
Yes, yes.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Can I start with the topic?
Yeah.
Thank you. Good afternoon, one and all present here, and all the dignitaries and the participants. My topic for the research paper is a behavioral study on factors influencing more choice among the commuters in Mumbai urban area. So, talking about Mumbai, we all know Mumbai is the fast urbanization and widely populated city, where a concern comes where we are into traffic jams and we wanted to get into our office very fast as early as possible. Understanding commuters' choices, metropolitan area, and Mumbai commuters suffering from a lot of stuff, we tried to understand what are the behavioral factors which push them to opt for one particular type of transport commute. So my study basically intends to understand the behavioral aspects of the commuters, especially in Mumbai, which is a densely populated area and has a lot of challenges. My objective of the study is to understand the role of socio-demographic factors affecting commuters' transport mode choice behavior, to examine the impact of transport mode service quality on commuters' transport mode choices, to assess the impact of subjective norms on commuters' transport and mode choice behavior. I have gone through a lot of literature review since this is a research which I am working more closely on. A few papers I have cited in the PPT, which are current recent studies done on commuters' choices. The first one is Ali Shekhara 2024 research paper says that the study cycling, walking, and public transport versus private cars. This is an empirical investigation on travel mode choices for shopping trips in Mumbai metropolitan region. The study basically compares what are the travel modes on for shopping trips in Mumbai, what preference people give, looking into the parameter of sustainability, such as walking, cycling, or using public transit. Then there is one more study done by ET 2024 that says unleashing the influencing factor on commuters for public transport mode, which focuses on contrasting private automobiles with environmental friendly modes of transportation. So a replacement which can be done looking into the parameter again a sustainability. Then we have Huan Yu 2024. It is an international paper which says that the influence of perceived built environment on commuter mode choices based on hybrid choice model. Now, this study fills the gap by looking how commuters' perception of built environment affect their mode of transportation rather than concentrating on environmental objective features. The study closes the research gap where environment as well as my preference changes my mode of commute. Then we have one more paper in the year 2022 by Energia and Christopher, from mobility pattern to behavioral change, leveraging the transport mode choice, which says that transportation by utilizing mobility technology to tailor treatments to user travel habits. Now, here the paper tried to explain about the habits. This literature review helped me to understand what are the behavioral impact has on a commuter when they are opting for a commute. Literature review has given us the gap which force us to understand the public transport infrastructure and services which can encourage environmental sustainability in transport mode. The need for understanding how travel behavior varies among different demographic groups to build environment which has to be identified. It also will make us understand how various commuters group interact with different public transport and understanding their demographic profile. My hypothesis for the study, my H1 hypothesis, I have bifurcated into A, B, C. So the first A states about more choice behavior significantly differs across different age groups. My B hypothesis talks about more choice behaviors significantly differ across modes of transport. And C hypothesis talks about more choice behavior significantly differ across different genders. My H2, that is hypothesis 2, talks about service quality perception of commuters. Service quality perception towards transport mode has a positive impact on their transport mode choice behavior. And my H3 talks about commuter subjective norms towards transport mode have significantly impact the travel mode choice behavior. Talking about research methodology, my research is quantitative research design where I have collected data from 100 respondents who are daily commuters in Mumbai city. And this was a convenience sampling which I have done so far. My primary data was collected through a structured questionnaire via Google Forms towards the commuters. And here I have tried to understand the demographic variables, psychometric items such as service quality, subjective notes, and travel mode choice behavior. Talking about data collection, there were 100 respondents. Conveniently, the data was collected, and I have used structured questionnaire. Talking about statistical analysis, the data was analyzed using SPSS software, where I have used for factorial understanding, I have used ANOVA to test demographic impact. T-test for gender-wise differences, multiple regression to assess the impact of service quality and subjective notes. My key findings have made me understood that there is no significant impact of age, gender, and mode choice on travel mode in Mumbai. But there are subjective notes and perceived service quality which have strong predictors of mode choice. Urban commuters are influenced more by social acceptance and service experience by their demographic. The model explained that 21% variance in behavior, suggesting room for deeper behavioral research. Policy should shift from demographic to behavioral segmentation because if I talk about my analysis, my subjective norms beta comes around 0.397 and service quality comes around 0.818, which significantly influence more choice. And my adjusted R square is 0.210, which says that there is a deeper understanding of behavioral segmentation and subjective norms when we talk about commuter choices. This was my finding, and my conclusion is if we talk about demographic, it do not have that much of impact. But yes, if I talk about a planned transportation, then a policymaker should understand that improving service quality and shaping positive social perception can help to get more audience in public transport commute, and which will change the behavioral patterns of an individual. My study was limited to specific area in Mumbai city, and more longitudinal study can be done for the robust change in behavior because it was done at a specific time duration. The study is only related to specific factors. More variables can be explored in this. I would recommend that service quality significantly influence travel mode choice behavior. Transportation authorities and operators should invest in improving key services parameters, which can be reliability, cleanliness, safety, accessibility, and customer service. Nowadays, people are more IT oriented and they want technology so that they can track where the buses or my train is. That is one of the factors which we have also analyzed, that people more are portable and they want technology to be used in while commuting with the public transport especially. So a managerial implication, if I say focus on improving service quality to enhance customer satisfaction and trust, to leverage social influence for behavior. If we have social campaigns, it will definitely going to change the behavior of a commuter for a specific transportation. Shift from demographics to behavior. So that my study says that demography do not have that much of impact. It is a behavior and perceptions of the people which impacts their commute mode. That has to be changed, but it will take little time to be changed. Technology is one factor where commuters are waiting that we get good technology so that we can commute in public transport safely. Future scope, more studies in diverse areas can be taken. It is restricted to the timing, so more elaborated studies can be done. More hybrid choices can be taken into consideration when I talk about this. That's it. This is my bibliography and references. Thank you. Any questions?
Yes.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
again, it was a very good topic which you
Yeah.
identified. I have one question related to
Yes.
that. So you
Yes.
are focusing more on using public transport.
Yeah.
Uh, when you say public transport in Mumbai, if you see at around peak hours, a person like me who's born brought up in Mumbai, he
Yeah.
cannot enter the train or the bus or
Yes.
anything at that time. And
Yes.
obviously, when we are working, we have to travel during the peak hours. We have no
Yes.
option, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
even though you try to influence or you try to, you maybe convince me a lot about all these things, environment, friend, this, that, but basically, see, what I intend to see is my work and I have
Huh.
to be on time, right?
Yes.
And when
Yes.
I know that I don't have the capacity to enter the train,
Yes.
I have no other alternative to use, alternative, but to use the my own transport or maybe take an Ola or cab or something like that.
Perfectly fine. So,
So, yeah. So, what is your take on that?
yes, perfectly fine. I'm also a Mumbaikar, goes through a lot of struggles like this. See, if I say that is the reason we have got a private companies like CityFlow and MyFlow, right? There are a lot of private players which are entering into public sector units, similar type of business, but more conveniently they are approaching it, right? So this is what my study talks about, that
Okay.
if we introduce such things in public sector units, we can actually cover a lot of people who are
Okay.
waiting for to use.
Okay. That's it from my side.
Thank you, ma'am.
So this is something which I think we should take ahead and we should see how this may work in a very positive manner to improve
Yes,
commutation. Yes, of the
yes.
other.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you, T204. Calling on the next participant, T205. Repeating, T205. Since T205 is not available, calling on the next participant, T206. Repeating, T206.
Yes, good morning to all. Just a minute, I'm sharing my PPT. Hello?
Yes, sir, we can see your slide. Please start.
Yeah, yes. My topic is that the construction business and law in India, a study. This topic is mostly related to the laws related to the construction. Actually, there is no single law that is constitute a construction business in India. There are so many laws. Before going to start this presentation, I would like to give the introduction and background of this topic. The construction. One minute. The construction industry in India is a vital contributor to the nation's economic growth, infrastructure development, and employment generation, governed by the complex interplay of the business practices and legal framework. The sector faces unique challenges, opportunities. This paper explores the regulatory environment of the construction business in India, focusing on key legal statutes such as Indian Contract Act 1872, Real Estate Regulation and Development Act 2016, and dispute resolution mechanism, including arbitration. It examines how these laws shape contractual relationship, risk allocation, project execution, and compliance requirement within the industry. Additionally, the paper highlights the recent legal reform, judicial interpretations, and their impact on investor confidence, project timeline, and the ease of doing business. The objectives of the research is that to analyze the legal framework governing the construction industry in India, to identify challenges faced by the construction business in legal compliance, to examine the effectiveness of legal mechanism for dispute resolution in construction contract, to assess the stakeholder perspective, contractors, legal professionals on legal risk management. In fact, there is no single law in all over India. There are many laws state-wise also. But one recently in 2016, especially one law that is enacted by our central government, that is called the Real Estate Regulation and Development Act. I'm not only focusing on that act, but there are also other laws also there. But just giving the idea that is very related to my research. These are the four objectives of my research. Next is literature review. In fact, I tried to find the research on this, but clubly I could not find the research. But always we are reading the news in newspapers, news. The construction industry in India is a significant contributor. Country's economy employing millions of workers and accounting for substantial the nation's GDP. However, the industry faces numerous challenges, including regulatory complexities, multiple laws and regulations governing the construction industry, leading to confusion and inconsistencies. Contractual dispute between contractors, client, and subcontractors are common, often resulting costly delays and litigation. Project delays, construction project in India are often plagued by delays, which can be attributed to the various factors, including regulatory issues, funding constraints, and labor shortage. What is the research gap that I have found? Despite the significance of the construction industry in India, there is a notable lack of research on the intersection of the construction business and law. Specifically, limited studies on construction law. Few studies have examined the legal framework governing construction contract, dispute resolution mechanism, and regulatory compliance in India. Insufficient analysis of contractual dispute, research on contractual dispute in the Indian construction industry limited, with a need more on depth analysis of causes, consequences, and resolutions. Need for industry specific research. That is, the construction industry in India has unique characteristics and challenges, requiring industry specific research that take into account the local context. In fact, already I mentioned that there is no single law that is not constitute the business area, construction area in India. So that has to be need to study the lot of laws. What are the recommendation I have given here? That is to standardize construction contracts. Developers use standardized contract to reduce disputes and improve project outcome. Implement effective contract management. Prioritize contract management to prevent dispute and ensure project success. Invest in dispute resolution training, that is provide training for employees and contractors on dispute resolution mechanism. The limitation of the my study, that is only a specific aspect of the construction business and law in India, that is that which may not be representative of the entire industry. Future scope, expanding the scope. Future research could expand the scope of the study to include other aspects of the construction business and law in India. Comparative studies could have conducted to compare construction business and law in India with other with other nations, using diverse methodologies. That is, future research could use diverse methodologies such as qualitative approaches to provide more comprehensive understanding of the topic. Collecting primary data through the survey, interview, or case studies could be provide more in-depth insight into the topic. That is the bibliography. Actually, I have studied, I gone through the many bare acts, different laws and textbooks, many reports of the submitted to the government by the law commission, and also I studied the decision given by the Supreme Courts on that issue. Also I gone through the many websites. So that is the bibliography. Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Over to you. Kinnari, ma'am. Kinnari, ma'am. Hello.
Yeah.
Yes.
So can you, yeah, just can you go to your this objectives?
Uh, okay, just a minute.
Yeah.
To analyze the legal framework governing the construction industry in India, to identify challenges faced by the construction business in legal compliance.
Sir, we cannot see your slide.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yes,
Now,
sir, we can see. Yeah, yeah.
these are the four objectives I have framed.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So in this examining the effectiveness of legal mechanism, what all variables you used to prove this objective? You know, what was the data and what was the methodology you followed?
Uh, Actually, ma'am, this is the doctrinal research.
Okay.
Most of the data that has been collected through the books and websites. I
Okay.
have studied the many decision that is given by
Okay.
the our superior court, that is Supreme Court and High Courts also.
Mhm.
That is I found that many things that in fact even today also just after the RERA coming to implement, that is the Real Estate Regulation and Development Act 2016. So there are
That
many
I'm aware.
problems.
What, you know, what is the effectiveness? How, what is the time frame, or maybe how these disputes are resolved?
In fact, there is the separate mechanism that is created under this act that is called in state-wise there, that is the different authority. In case of the
Okay.
Maharashtra, if we see, there is the Maharera, that is called
Okay.
a Maharashtra Real Estate Regulation
Okay.
Authority.
Okay.
Suppose the person, aggrieved person, that can make the complaint to that authority regarding regarding the compliance. That is, if there is any fault on the side of the what we can say developer, that is promoter.
Okay.
Yeah, but one thing is that actually this law is especially that is created for the protection of the buyer, that is consumer.
Consumer.
In this act we are using the word allottee, not a consumer, because
Okay.
word allottee that is specifically used under this act.
Okay. Okay. That's it. That's it from my
Okay.
side. Good presentation. Good topic also.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank you,
sir.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Please stop sharing, sir.
Yeah, just a minute. Yeah.
We can move ahead.
Thank you, T206. Calling on the next participant, T208. Repeating, T208.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. I hope I'm visible and I hope also my screen is visible.
Yes, sir, your screen is visible.
Thank you. Yeah, I am T208 and yeah. Here's the title of my paper: The Cost of Cash, Quantifying Transaction Losses for Vendors. Well, the context over here is uh, basically a focus that has been made on vendors located in the city of Mumbai who are not accepting digital payments. It's basically an attempt that I have made to understand what kind of losses or backlash with respect to business performance they are facing just because of not going into the regular flow of how digitization has been touching us. The thought of the study came into my mind when some years before, when I went to a petrol pump to fuel my vehicle, where the person asked me to pay only in cash, because of which I had to look out for another petrol pump. And this made me realize over a period of time that could the same thing happen to several other vendors, especially the ones who are not accepting digital payments. And keeping that point in mind, I thought, let us go ahead with this kind of a research and understand, is it really affecting people's businesses? So this paper is basically, it's a small paper and it focuses on small vendors located in the city of Mumbai. I've targeted certain places like Dadar, then Mohammad Ali Road, Worli, Prabhadevi, these areas where I came across certain vendors, found them, and did a small study on how and why they are not accepting digital payments, and also try to understand some kind of a potential loss in the form of customer attrition that they have been facing because of not accepting digital payments. Basically, we can coin them as cash only dealers or cash only vendors. Here, I place my research objectives where I'm trying to evaluate the factors hindering the adoption of online payments among the vendors in the city, and also trying to figure out any kind of an association between this kind of an attitude of these vendors and any customer attrition that they have come across. Well, for these objectives, I have not framed any hypothesis. It's a pure descriptive paper. However, I have tried to figure out an association between the type of vendors. What I mean to say is whether it's an organized vendorship or if it's a street vendorship, and they are the kind of losses that they have come across because of not accepting digital payments. Here I present the literature review that I went across to figure out the gap in the study. Several research articles were read, several other web digital articles were also read. Uh, Sources like UDRI or SEGA were researched, through which I got to know that certain studies have been done on vendors who are with respect to digital payments. And it was also seen that there are certain barriers with respect to security, certain barriers with respect to insecurity that people have been facing, because of which they are not really in a sound mind to accept digital payments. Through that, I could figure out a gap over here where very limited research studies have been done till date so far. And this gives an opportunity for us to explore into this area and try and level best to understand what exactly the reason is and how this can be solved at a greater level. The kind of research methodology that I designed was it's a sentimental base because certain questions related to their agreements were asked, and the data that I collected has been expressed in descriptive format. I collected data mainly from Mohammad Ali Road, Dharavi, Dadar, and Charni Road area. The sample size which I got was actually 139, but I took it to 141, considering the confidence level of 95, 5% margin of error, and a proportion population of 10% based on an observation, and also certain secondary data that gave me a glimpse that out of 100 vendors in a particular area, there are around 10 or even less than 10 who are not accepting digital payments at all, who are totally accepting payments in cash. Well, this percentage has gone down now based on observations. And I've used just simple descriptive statistics, percentage frequency distribution, cross tabulation, and Pearson's chi-square test to show and present my findings. Talking about data analysis and findings, here is the descriptive part where I surveyed around 141 vendors, out of which 65, that is 46% were local stores and street shops, and 76 were specific shop like a shop which is selling dairy products, or a shop that is selling jewelry items, or a shop that is selling sweet products. So that way I have classified these shops, and term that I could coin during the research was customer attrition. That is how customers are getting off, or how customers are turning out from executing a transaction, where it was seen that around 78%, more than 50% vendors did not face any customer attrition. However, 44% vendors have come across customer attrition, and that is absolutely significant. Well, some of the reasons or factors leading to this hindrance of adopting digital payments are fear of fraud. Fear of fraud is also a very popular reason why many vendors are not still ready to accept digital payments. Well, 82.98% agreements have been received with respect to fear of fraud. Many people, I mean, 82.27% have responded the same for complicated technology. Many of them have no interest in in using the technology itself. Hence, they are not hedonically motivated. Well, a serious problem that was seen was lack of liquidity among them. However, these things can be sorted out through third-party transactions as well, which needs education and idea generation among them. Poor network latency, lack of awareness, that is lack of digital literacy, maintenance stress. In fact, many vendors told me त्रास होता है ये सब करने के लिए. Many people said झंझट है ये सब. So that is also something which should be considered as a point which is leading to hindrance or factors that are deterring from to the usage of digital payments. Looking into this slide, this talks about the percentage of perceived customer attrition, where, as you saw in the previous slide, it was 78% who have not faced any customer losses or customer attrition. However, around 23% of my respondents reported that up to 5% customer loss they have experienced. I mean, out of 100 customers that they come across, around out of 100, around 5 have been lost. Same way, even in there are around 8.51 percentage of my vendor respondents have reported that they have faced more than 10% customer attrition, which is quite significant. Well, this is the other part of the study where I tried to figure out any kind of an association using Pearson's chi-square test, where the hypothesis that I framed was there is no association between the nature of business and perceived customer attrition. Nature of business, like specific shops and other street shops. Well, it was seen that there is no association really as such, because of which I had to fail to reject the null hypothesis and conclude that there is no association between the same. Upon testing this hypothesis on Microsoft Excel, I got the p-value as 0.787892, which showed that quite there is no strong significance of a relationship as such, or association as such. Well, some of the key findings that has been noted here is customer attrition has definitely been observed among them. There is also no specific type of business linkages over here. I mean, irrespective of business linkages, they are facing customer attrition. Also, fear of fraud, lack of liquidity, technological complexity are some systemic factors or creating barriers to such adoption. I place some recommendations over here, not only to the administration, but also to certain fintech and digital payment companies with respect to incentivizing credits or assuring strengthening of data that is focusing on privacy, then providing some kind of a psychological assurance, and also running educational campaigns in such focused areas so that such problems can definitely be solved. Some of the limitations that I've got is it's a very small study focusing only in the city limits of Mumbai, and only small shops have been considered and big shops have not been considered, assuming that most of the big shops are accepting digital payments. Where there's still a lot of scope to dive into this particular area and study more further, where more associations can be drawn with respect to having a comparative study between organizations that are accepting digital payments and not accepting digital payments, and what kind of business performance have been noted. And to end, here are the credits that I give. On the top, they are the research articles that I have come across, I have read. I have also referred certain digital articles, Niti Aayog reports, NPCI reports, and also some of the images that I've used on this PowerPoint presentation, which are sourced from the last point that I have mentioned here. Thank you so much for your patience listening. I'm open to questions.
Yeah. So is the presentation, yeah. So my main question to you is, what is the main factor other than this jhanjat hai type? What is the main factor, the reason why people are yeah, still not adopting to all these the modes of payment when they know that yeah, they are going to lose customers? Because when there is a lot of competition in every kind of field, what was the main factor which stopped them from adopting this digital form of payment?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, the biggest factor is fear of fraud. They are perceiving that they may be cheated by
Okay,
customers. Apparently, in one of the petrol pumps where I went, and
right.
when I had a discussion with a person executive over there, he said that ये digital payment के चक्कर में somebody flew without paying them money.
Right.
And that was one of the reasons why they stopped accepting digital payments and
Okay.
they were accepting only cash. So I think fear of fraud is the biggest factor, and that is what even I got as a responses. I
Yes,
mean,
yes,
maximum.
and that is really right, correct, because majority of them they are not very comfortable with doing all these kind of things
Yes, ma'am.
because they feel that maybe they with sharing their QR code or something, the money will go away rather than the money will. So that's what even yeah is the experience
Yes,
of that. Fine, good presentation and good topic. In fact, it's very important to know the reason so that we make all the general public through government or through any other agency, we should make them aware that this is now this is the future, and adopting to digital modes of payment is going to be what is maybe you will not have cash transactions at all in future. So it is very important for us to do these kind of topics and create awareness amongst the uh, consumers as well as amongst the all the other sellers and organizations, right? I think that's it from my side. Good presentation, good topic,
thank you, ma'am.
good recommendation as well. Yeah.
Thank you, T08. Going to the next participant, T209.
थोड़ा
Calling
बीच
on
में थोड़ा ड्राई हो गया.
T209.
अरविंद तेरे 15 मिनट हो गया थोड़ा डिसिप्लिन रखना पैना ते तू किन्ने मिनट देखने 7 मिनट होया था 10 तो 15 पे आ गया टाइम अपना ना वेस्ट करके चंगा है
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir, your screen is visible.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity for presentation of paper. My researcher code is T209, track number 2. I am Tushar Batra presenting my paper on behalf of my co-author, Dr. Meghna Agarwal. My topic for the study is understanding the EV shift, a behavioral innovation perspective. I chose this topic because this is my doctorate topic, so it is relevant to my higher studies. Uh, can you see my slides?
Yes, sir, but your video is, we are not able to see you on the screen. Can you
Just,
just turn on your video, please?
is it visible right now?
It's not yet, sir.
Just a second. I am sharing screen. Is it good?
Your screen is visible, but not the video, sir. Face is not visible.
Okay,
Is your camera on, sir?
I'm checking. Please forgive my dress up. I am in a medical emergency, so I was not able to do it. I'm doing this from right away from the hospital. So please
Okay, no, no
forgive my.
issues, no issues. It's visible now. Please go ahead. Yes, sir. Please start. You can please go
Yeah,
ahead.
yes, I'm working on it. I can't shift my slides. Can you assist me in shifting my slides?
Yes, sir.
Can you guide me how to shift the slides to next?
You can just put an enter button, sir. Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Just make it as a full screen.
Is it visible?
It's still we are able to see your first slide. Can you just shift on to the next slide, please? So that I can confirm. Can you reshare it again?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, sir, it's visible. Just make it as a full screen. Can you scroll on to the next slide so that I can confirm?
I'm not able to do that. It's not.
Okay, sir, what you can do, you can just go back and you can share it on the same where all the slides are visible. Just go back. Don't go for a screen share, whole slideshow.
Okay.
Yes, sir, please share it again and just don't click on to the screen.
Is
Yes,
it good?
fine. That's fine. We can go ahead with this. Don't make it as a full screen. Yes, that's fine, sir. You can please start.
This is my introduction and background. The global economies are shifting to EVs, which is driven by the climate change and carbon neutrality commitment of various government towards the environment. And there are challenges in large scale electric vehicle adoptions, which include infrastructure, behavior of consumer, and technology. And this theory takes a theory of planned behavior developed by Eisen in 1991 and diffusion theory by Rogers in 2003. The key constructs are attitude of consumer, perceived control, complexity in product, observability of consumer, and social influence in the mind of consumer as a electric vehicle consumer. The objective of study are the study is concluded to examine the impact of relative advantage, complexity, observability, social influence, attitude, and perceived behavior control on purchase intention of consumers toward electric vehicles. To analyze how purchase intention influence buying behavior, and this study is concluded to explore the moderating effect of willingness of pay premium toward electric vehicle on the purchase intention and buying behavior link. This is the literature review and research gap. We need to validate the integrated TPB and DOI model using robust empirical data. There was a gap in the literature. So this study focusing on covering that crucial gap for further studies. We use quantitative approach across cross-sectional surveys, and we have collected 640 valid responses from 4 districts of Punjab. state. Stratified random sampling across age, income, and EV exposure is used. Data collected via online and in person from dealerships, from people in malls, and the university employees, and as well as students above the age of 18 who are legal to drive an electric vehicle. We use 7-point Likert scale, and the constructs were adapted from prior validated studies for this particular study. We used PLS SEM via Smart PLS 4 software using the hypothesis testing and common method bias tested with BIF, and we have detected no issues. The reliability is at alpha is greater than 70, convergent and discriminant validity are confirmed. R square values are given, PI is equal to 0.688 and BB is equal to 0.676, which proves strong model explanatory parts. This is the demographic data of our survey. And here I have the constructs and loading. This is our research model, and the study highlights that attitude, perceived behavior control, complexity, and observability, which we have taken for the study. We have found that they significantly influence electric vehicle purchase intentions, affirming the relevance of the TPB and DOI framework. Notably, this is important to discuss here that perceived behavior control emerged as the strongest predictor and emphasized the importance of infrastructure like charging points, charging infrastructures, and perceived ease of ownership. In contrast, relative advantage and social influence showed no significant effect, which means that if in case if consumer have no relative advantage of electric vehicle over petrol or diesel or traditional vehicles and social influences, there is no significant effect. The consumer only think of himself, which we found in our 4 districts or 640 responses. This suggests that consumers are more driven by practical consideration than peer behavior or technological superiority. Consumer sees that whether it is convenient or whether it is easy to drive an electric vehicle rather than comparing it with the petrol or diesel or traditionally fuel powered vehicle. The positive impact of purchase intention on buying behavior, and it is moderated by the willingness to pay premium. If consumer likes the products or wants to buy an electric vehicle, he is willing to pay premium, which is the current market situation, as the electric vehicles are placed at higher price levels than the other vehicles. These findings underline the need for the targeted infrastructures, incentives to enhance the consumer buyings of electric vehicle and supporting the consumers to drive electric vehicle adoptions. This study recommends to accelerate EV adoptions. The stakeholders should focus on strengthening the charging infrastructures, particularly fast charging and home charging option to the buyer, which enhance the perceived behavior control, simplifying the electric vehicle technology through user-friendly interfaces, dealership level training to the salesman and other people involved in the buying process, and consumer education can reduce the perceived complexity. A policymaker can offer financial incentives. Currently, few states and union territories offer incentives for electric vehicle buyers, such as subsidies, tax rebates, and zero interest loan to increase the affordability and support purchase decisions. Then we have some managerial implication. The study offer valuable insights for automaker, marketers, policymakers, and which aims to boost EV adoptions. Automakers should focus on reducing the complexity by offering the simplified EV technology, extending the warranty of batteries and product as a whole, and making the after sales support more accessible to the consumers. Marketeers must highlight the long-term economic benefit and promote EV visibility through the strategic endorsement and test drive campaigns in tier 3, tier 4 cities. Tier 1 or tier 2 cities are mostly seen to as more focused for marketers to in push marketing campaigns or pushing their product to the consumers, but they might not reach the tier 3, tier 4 cities, which compounds the majority of the landscape of India. These are the limitations. First of all, our study is only limited to the 4 districts of Punjab. At current, we have at least more than 21 or 22 districts. So the study is collected from the sample is collected
Sir,
from
your
a
time
small
is up.
portion.
Sir, your
Okay,
time
okay.
is up. Thank you. Over to you, ma'am. Kinnari ma'am.
Yes. So, this EVs which are being used, which
Yeah.
type of batteries they use?
Ma'am, they are currently using lithium-ion batteries.
Have you heard about the change in the batteries which is going to happen in future?
Sorry, ma'am. Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, I think 1 second. I'll just go to the other room. So, have you heard about, the battery from lithium? They are going to shift it to some other battery, which will be more safer than these batteries, lithium batteries.
Yes, ma'am. Just a second, ma'am. रवि सर पेपर प्रेजेंट कर रहा हूँ 5 मिनट. Actually, ma'am, there are many changes going on. There are like video company. There we have video company in two-wheeler. They are providing the detachable batteries which we can plug out
So
from the
that is
vehicle
okay.
and
But what is the
yeah.
content which they are going to use instead of lithium?
Ma'am, at this moment, the lithium compound is not fully exploited yet. And the comments are focusing more extraction of lithium so that the economic cost of batteries go down and it becomes more affordable. If we shift currently to the another compound or another natural resource, it will be a more impact on
It
pockets
is
of
already
consumer.
done. It is already planned. Maybe in the end, by the end of this year, you will get all these new information, news. So
Okay.
you can just go through and read some and get some
Sure,
more
sure.
information data related to this. So
Yeah,
there's a
thanks for
replacement
the
which is happening, and that's why, temporarily everybody feels that if you're buying
it is
a
not
EV,
the right time to
it
buy it.
will be,
Yes.
yeah, not the right time to buy
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Yes, yes.
That's it from my side.
Is
Yeah.
there any other question from jury members?
No, sir, you can please stop sharing.
May I leave, ma'am?
Uh, yeah,
Okay. Thank you so much
comparers.
for the opportunity, ma'am.
Yeah.
Requesting all the participants to kindly turn on their cameras so that we can have a group photo. Screen type change करो.
Mm-hmm. Sir, view gallery. View gallery. Yeah. Requesting all to kindly on the video.
T202, kindly switch on your camera.
Thank you all.
Thank you all for being such a great audience, and kudos to all the participants with their wonderful presentations. Kindly join the first link for the valedictory ceremony. Also, do not forget to fill the feedback form. The link has been sent on the chat. Please fill that. Thank you. Once again, requesting all the participants to please fill the feedback form. And once you all are done, do join the link of track 1 for the valedictory ceremony. The names of the winners will be announced during the valedictory ceremony. Kindly be there. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Participant 202, kindly join the first link.